And at one point I got home and I said to my girlfriend, hey, I bought 2 more cars, and I already had 2 at that time. And she's like, that's enough. You love cars more than me. Get out of here. Okay, hello? You remember that 500 plus horsepower engine? Yeah. Could we make it 700 plus? Because I have extra budget now.
This man had a dream. He used to be a serious gamer, but then he got addicted to cars, just like us petrol heads. But the difference is he actually got somewhere in the car life. Hello, he's a racer. He worked with blood, sweat and tears up his way to become the Nürburgring king. Now he rides at the Nürburgring as a job. He competed in time attack, but most of all, he dumped a girl for a car. Petrol heads, I'm talking about none other than Misha Charoudin. Did I pronounce that right? Here's the thing. You know, on Pistonfury, the topic is always driver and vehicle performance. If you want to know more about Misha and his whole life story and how he got to this level, that is even now racing in GT4 and is a Nürburgring taxi driver, then go check out his video on it. Cause today, on this video, on the Pistonfury, I'm going to talk about his driving. He's a killer driver. He gives me Michael Schumacher vibes. Misha caught my eye because he has quite a thing for rotation. He's a really good all-round driver. But he said that when he still had his Subi GC8 and used to do time attack, he loved lift-off oversteer. Lift-off oversteer is quite an aggressive technique of lifting off the throttle aggressively and then turning in. When you lift off, the weight is transferred forward and the engine slows down the wheels that they're powering. And you can turn very sharp. If the car's twitchy enough, you'll just fall into a drift. And he had a Subaru, so it must have been sweet. But over the years, he's become a really good, refined driver. Remember what I said right in the beginning of the video? Well, let's talk about it now. Let's go to an onboard on one random video he vlogged when he was on the Nürburgring driving like an absolute maniac. You know what? I was gonna go to the onboard immediately, but I just need to talk about something, okay? The technique that he uses, something called left foot braking. Might sound simple and nothing much, but it isn't. It's not simply braking with your left foot. Let me explain. So, okay, yes, when you left foot brake, you're using your left foot, and your right foot stays on the accelerator. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Left foot braking. This is how you start braking, this is how you trail brake, and this is how you lift off the brake for exit of the corner. When you hammer down on the throttle, left foot stays on the brake, your right foot stays on the throttle. In a manual, it's a little complicated because you need to heel and toe. Of course, unless you have the ability to finesse it like me. But let's get to why you want a left foot brake. First of all, it's simply more efficient, just better. Because you won't quickly need to lift your right foot off the throttle and then slam it on the brake, and you might slip your foot, hit the pedal on the side of the pedal, and then, oh no, I missed the pedal, I'd rather hit it on the side, and now I brake way too late and now I'm in the barrier. So when your left foot just stays on the brake and your right foot on the throttle, they stay where they are, it's better. And you're quicker with your inputs. Left foot braking also immediately throws the front end down into the ground. It gives quite quick weight transfer because there's no coast in between. The rest about left foot braking, let me explain while we watch Misha driving like an absolute maniac. As he deploys heavy braking force to slow down enough for the turn and prepare the car for the turn, he crosses the throttle and the brake. Not every time, but usually does this. Then turning in, he lifts off to the perfect level to use the left foot trail brake to rotate. Then he lifts off completely, sometimes crossing the brake and throttle again. He uses his feet for rotation and just uses the steering wheel to guide the car through the corner. Sometimes he yanks it hard to help his feet on the work of rotation, but he's very delicate, very refined in his driving. If you look closely right here, going through this series of bends and corners, he is constantly dabbing on the throttle and brake, crossing them, provoke some extra rotation with a little dab of the brake, bounce the car with the throttle so it doesn't get a snap oversteer, take advantage of a little straight, using his feet for rotation and balancing his sense of balance. It's like second nature. Misha's preferred racing line I see a lot. He brakes like Michael Schumacher into the corner, rotates, and then the rest of the way he's just accelerating out of the corner. Starts acceleration very early but softly, gently refined. But his car is well angled for him to open the throttle, put all the weight backwards, accelerate out of the corner. This is the part that I said is very much like Michael Schumacher. There's practically no gap between the brake and throttle when he's driving, most of the time. Although what is not really like Schumacher is his racing line. He doesn't dive at an angle, going super deep on braking like Schumacher. Most of the time he rather likes exit speed, late apex and all. And his whole driving style and technique and all works insane on a Mitsubishi Land Evo. He is next level rapid with 4-wheel drive. He knows how to drive those things. One of my favorite cars to watch him drive. Oh, and he can Porsche with every single balance layout and tune. He knows how to brake. Look at the way Misha takes this corner. One of the best I've seen. He brakes hard, then rotates with the trail brake, then immediately puts the throttle down. For that little moment, look at this, bouncing between the throttle and brake, controlling his weight, balancing his center of balance, squeezing just enough rotation out of that Aston Martin at that high speed. Then look at that, he's as early as Michael Schumacher with the throttle. And he got amazing exit speed out of this corner, which was crucial for this Nürburgring lap he did on the sim in an Aston Martin Valkyrie. You need a lot of good exit speed because this is a very long series of bends. Look at that left foot braking. Look how he rotated that. Perfect. You can see from the way he takes this corner and all the other corners. His preferred line is an early pointed V line. Misha has great driving abilities. He's got great driving sense. He's built himself a great racing driver. But his environment had to have also played quite a part in refining his driving, teaching him a few things, you know. Of course, you know what I'm talking about. What he's been doing for the past few years. The Nürburgring, probably the most demanding, turn-saturated, unrefined, totally 100% fluid, designed by nature, bends and corners, and most deadly track in the world. Don't get angry, Toge lovers. I said track. I said track in the world. I also love the Toge. I also think the Toge is king, but we're talking about racetracks where there's only one way cars are going. What are you doing? So when he does his vlogs, or when he's not doing vlogs, he's just driving, enjoying the experience, or trying to get faster. It's definitely helped him to become an all-around better driver, more fluid, more fit, with more finesse. Let him refine his skills on every unrefined fluid, corner, bend, undulation, camber, and through the bumps. If you don't know, my favorite part of the Nürburgring is Foxhole, or it just might be one of. The Nürburgring is very big and it's very amazing. The Nürburgring will teach you how to Toge, petrol heads. Just observe Misha's fluid driving. It's effortless for him. Any awkward corners, well, they're a breeze. This is just like the Toge is built. It's built by nature. It's a Toge with apexes, and that doesn't have oncoming traffic. What are you doing? Misha is the most composed driver on the face of the earth. Misha speeding on the Nürburgring over 240 kilometers per hour. And this unaware soul in a Beamer starts drifting to the left. Yeah, that's how much space you give him. Look, he's chilled. He goes in the grass like Alonso. Look at this guy's face afterwards. Look at him. He's like, what? And also the amount of cars he's driven, from bathtubs to trucks to absolute near heavenly machines. Look, man, this is not solely the reason that he's where he is, but it is part of it. He's gained so much experience, and that's why him and his friends are now racing in GT4. But most of all, Misha started a trend, bring reformation to the petrol heads. He brought us out of the deception that a girlfriend is what you need. Nah, man, you just need petrol.